Good evening, Stout. Many of us grew up hearing The Night Before Christmas, read on Christmas Eve or sometime around then. And many of you have read that to your own children as well. As we create our own traditions as a USS Stout family, I decided that in lieu of the evening prayer that I would read The Night Before Christmas to you, only a different version. St. Nicholas is the patron saint of sailors around the world, so it is only appropriate that he would visit a ship on Christmas Eve. So I wrote this as my Christmas gift to you. 'Twas the night before Christmas, somewhere in the Med, when taps lights out was heard, as passageways glowed red. The night watch was busy standing their posts, diligently watching for any threat posed. The sailors were in berthings, exhausted from the day, dreaming of their families celebrating Christmas far away. The bridge kept the helm, and I looked out aft, as the stars above sparkled while the dark water churned past. When out in the distance, I swore I heard bells. What exactly it was, my eyes could not tell. I called down to combat to report the strange sound, but their radar showed nothing, no contacts to be found. The full moon shone brightly, lighting up the sky, as what I heard suddenly appeared to my eyes. A sleigh pulled by reindeer with Santa at the reins, which made me think the dark was playing tricks with my brain. But the moonlight o'er the darkness left absolutely no doubt that it really was Santa as he circled about. Around the ship quickly, past the bridge he flew, and I wondered if the bridge lookout saw him too. Yet no word was passed, from the radio no sound, as St. Nick and his reindeer came flying down. Though flight quarters weren't set, no flight crew in sight, St. Nicholas and 9 reindeer on the flight deck did light. I stood there and stared, pinched my arm just to see if I had fallen asleep, and this all was just a dream. But as I pondered this unbelievable sight, St. Nick stroked his beard and put down his pipe. He looked at me intently and then gave a frown, and he stood up and from his sleigh he climbed down. "Young man," he said to me, "I wonder if you might explain to me why you're on this ship Christmas Eve night." "Sir," I replied, "I am a sailor on post, and our ship is deployed far away from our coast." His frown deepened further as he looked at me and said, "But this is Christmas Eve. You should be with family instead." The thought of my family brought a lump to my throat, and I swallowed hard against tears as I zipped up my coat. "Santa, I would much rather be home by my tree, watching my family unwrap presents. I missed them, you see. But the nation, it counts upon sailors like us to keep them all safe, and keep them safe we must. Because there are those who would like to cause harm, we're here to stop them, so they've no need for alarm. My shipmates and I, we all took an oath to support and defend, and with our best we'll do both." His eyes welled with tears as he wiped them away, and he said, "Thank you, son. I don't know what else to say. I really would like to tell the rest this as well, and maybe leave gifts and some treats, so do tell. It's obvious you have no chimney. There's none I can see. Save those big smokestacks. Would those work for me?" "Santa," I replied with a smile on my face, "those go to turbines and the engineer space. And even if you could, there's no fireplace inside. So I think you'd be better off staying outside." He smiled and looked up, and then looked back at me and said, "Is there any kind of present they'd gladly receive?" I closed my eyes and pictured Christmas back home, as my family would be waiting for my call on the phone. "Santa, I believe I can speak for the crew, and I know exactly what they would all ask of you. Go back and tell everyone that you see that our watch is our Christmas gift to them from the sea." He came to attention and gave me a salute, and said that he would do that with love from the troops. So he climbed back up and sat in his sleigh, and said those words heard that first Christmas day. "Peace on earth among all, I pray you will see, and you no longer will have to spend Christmas at sea. But until that day comes, please know that you share mine and the nation's utmost gratitude." He gave the reins a snap, and they took off like a light, just like a helo lifting off in flight. And as I heard the one MC call the Snoopy team away, I heard him shout, "Merry Christmas to you all," and anchors away. This is Chaplain Wild West saying, good night, Stout. Merry Christmas, and rest well.